Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, members of the press, Oddcollard here with just a disclaimer. My content is primarily for guys, folks on the nerdy side, and some tomboys. Nothing personal with anyone. It's just the way it is. With me. The group arrived on the side of the structure just as the sun was going down. Everyone was armed with black Tommy guns, black military gear, all on motorcycles. Walking into the small loading dock, three of the group began removing metal floorboards, exposing a large, perfectly cut, square pit with an estimated bottom of roughly 50 to 60 feet down. Clearly, some of us had already been here. Rappelling down on ropes, all I could hear was muffled conversation. After a few minutes, we were told to pull the ropes up. 5 dusty trunks, full of just paperwork. The 2 leaders were exceedingly happy, almost childlike. Jacob and I were just there to get paid, having absolutely no idea what we were getting ourselves into. There was quick chatter on the scanner. We'd been seen. Time to go. Jumping on our bikes, we rode west into the early dusk. We all had a feeling of satisfaction. A job well done. The leaders decided that it would be best to head straight to the festival. The Jones twins really enjoyed throwing a bash for the locals and visiting guests. If you like food, fun, and fanfare, well, this is the place for you. The twins' parties almost never started prior to sundown and went all night till sunup. Jacob and I were looking forward to visiting Mom's booth. You always felt safe and welcome around her. Besides, if we didn't show, she would assume that we were up to something. Well, she wasn't wrong. Riding west, it may have been dark now, but the distance, I could see a tank patrolling in the desert. Those things always remind me of Sister Sherry. I wonder where she was, or if she was even still alive. Getting closer to the festival campgrounds, the sounds of music, people talking and singing, along with the wonderful smells of food became almost intoxicating. We were instructed by security to park our bikes and gear in a particular spot that the 2 leaders wholeheartedly disagreed with. For a minute, it seemed folks may go to blows. But of course, this kind of attention was the last thing we needed. So the leaders stood down. Jacob and myself, along with 2 others, were ordered to guard the gear. No, I don't want to miss spending time with Mom, but equally as important was getting paid. So, of course, we chose to take the tongue lashing that was sure to come later. It was close to 3 hours before someone came to relieve us. Personally, I was stupid hungry. Jacob and myself walked directly to Mom's booth. You can smell the pasta and sauce from yards away, and something sweet. Wow, hope she's got milk, too. As we moved through the crowd, eyeing all of the good stuff, the live music was jamming. Good stuff. Once we arrived, she already had the Mom look. Oh, geez. In my feeble attempt to explain our whereabouts, while doing my absolute best to try and sound coherent, Jacob shot me a look that screamed, "Shut up! You're burying us!" Yet my ignorant self continued to hum and ha, tripping over my words. Eventually, yes, like a wool thong in a washing machine, my story quickly unraveled. We knew Mom would never tell on us, but we weren't out of the woods yet. You see, although adults wanted to protect the children, everyone knew that it was the preteens and teenagers that were responsible for the majority of the intel. We can sneak in and sneak out, unnoticed. It's not like the adults running things didn't do this same stuff when they were younger. We're just in better physical shape right now. They need us. May not want to admit any of it, but rest assured and no doubt, they absolutely need the youngsters to participate in this conflict. This is the true nature of war, and no one wants to talk about it. The 2 a.m. fireworks had just begun. Fireworks are a Jones Twins regular special. They paid for and organized almost everything for the festival, and always do. But word has it, they kind of have a thing about explosives, from what I've heard. We'll get back to that later. It's really something they do well, hosting gatherings and making all people feel welcome. Unfortunately for some of us, the happiness and joy was short-lived. Someone had finally made contact with Lieutenant Redford. Queen Mother called an emergency one. Thank God the festival can be chaotic. No one saw security teams, aldermen, and people in power walking quickly with low-level fear on their faces. Based on the transmission, most of the group were on their way back home, but others had to stay under some interesting circumstances. Play Redford tape.
This is Lieutenant Redford. We're stuck here. A lot of the vehicles were able to get out, but unfortunately the main transport is down and unfunctioning. So the 7 of us are going to stay here for the night. We have to stay in. The sun's going down now. There's something out here. There's something out here, and it ain't no damn man messing with us. So we're going to be here for a while. When the sun comes up, we're going to head our way. We're going to have to go on foot. If you get this, give me a ping back. If not, somebody will probably get there long before we do. I'm sorry. I can't bring everything. I can't bring everybody today. It's just too much going on. Like I said, the transport is down. The transport is down.
That's pretty much all that came through. Lieutenant Redford was one of the guys. He was one solid dude. He's one of those people when something goes down, everybody drops what they are doing. Now that's love. Or more than deserved love. Redford carried far more than his weight, and he was a cool dude. We need him. We can't go without him. Listen, I get it that I'm not of age, but it seemed to me that common sense would dictate that you can't keep doing this to your best and brightest. No one can survive and do well after this level of stress and abuse. Why don't the authorities swap him out? It's the right thing to do. Plus, he's not alone. He's got a group. It's the Magnificent Seven. But I digress. On the way back to the bikes and gear, I ran into Corinne. With her regular smirk smile, Corinne flashed 2 beers at me. Guess what I'm going to do for the next hour or so, or whatever I can get away with. We liked hanging out together and always have for a very long time. We both had to grow up so fast. Yep, Corinne tested very high. That's why she was being used so young. Queen Mother would have it no other way. Corinne lived on the senator's property, but she wasn't family and damn sure wasn't treated as such. I truly disliked that woman.